So on my last video about the future of Riley's LA Guns, I got a comment from the one and only Kelly Nichols from the classic lineup of LA Guns and Riley's LA Guns. And I also got a comment from Golden Robot Records. They're both super stoked about the release of the upcoming album, which featured Steve. It's dedicated to Steve. And I am so excited for it myself. I can't wait to buy it, listen to it on Spotify. And I would even buy it if it's on vinyl because I'm a huge vinyl freak myself. But I got to tell you something. This band needs to continue. I know Steve would want it to continue. I know the fans want it to continue. Kelly is out there on the road. You know, this is something he wants to do again. And I would love to see Kelly work with Mick Cripps. I know that Mick is probably not going to want to tour. I don't know if that's true or not. This is what Phil and Tracy often said. You know, Mick didn't want to tour, but they also said Kelly didn't want to tour. They've said a lot of things over the years. But I think that Kelly and Mick undoubtedly are responsible for a lion's share of the classic LA Guns songs. And if they got together in a room and they were able to write for a future record, I would love to see Kelly and the existing band plus a new drummer take it on the road and play big festivals, headline clubs and small theaters, and maybe even bigger clubs and bigger theaters. They could, you know, maybe patch it up with Vince Neil. I don't know. He's touring like crazy and he takes Stephen Pearcy out with him. I mean, you know, what's done is done 30 years ago. I would think that it wouldn't matter today. Who knows? But there's a lot of opportunities for a band called, I don't know, Hollywood Vampires or Nickels and Dimes or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't know what he would call it. It doesn't have to be Riley's LA Guns, of course, because Steve's no longer there. And I don't know the legalities of whether or not you call it Kelly's LA Guns or whatnot, but I really don't think that the name of the band is as important as the music that comes from it. And I would love to see Kelly and Mick get together because, again, Kelly and Mick wrote so much of that classic LA Guns sounds. And they're so underrated because LA Guns, I feel, had a little bit of the Aerosmith thing going on where the singer and the lead guitarist took a lot of the attention. But the singer and the lead guitarist didn't write the bulk of the songs like the bass player and the rhythm guitarist did. So again, that perspective, that style, you know, if Kelly and Mick could get into a room together, you know, put on by Golden Robot Records, they would have to sponsor or sign them or whatever the deal is. I don't know what you call it. But, you know, if they had the backing of a label that actually believed in them, they got together in a room, or I guess nowadays they could do it on Pro Tools, but whatever. But if they collaborate, it didn't matter how or where or whatever, but if they collaborated and they like put their heads together and said, listen, we want to write just an album worth of songs and we want to dedicate it to Steve or dedicate it to LA Gun, whatever, it would be huge. I mean, it would be blockbuster. It would be like a throwback to those first three classic LA Guns records with a 2024 spin to them, because nobody's saying that it would be a nostalgia act or that they would have to write a new Rip and Tear or a new Sex Action. But the thing is, by them getting together and brainstorming, I think they would come up with things that would complement those songs with a 2024 feel. And it would be amazing in a club, at a festival, in an arena, on Spotify, on vinyl. It would just be amazing. But they would need the support of Golden Robot or another label like that, but preferably Golden Robot. They would need the existing band. And with social media and the fact that Kelly wants to play these songs, I think they could do it. And who knows, maybe Mick Cripps would join them on the road. Because again, the fact that Mick doesn't want to play, doesn't want to be in a band, this might be all lies from Phil and Tracy. I mean, they've lied a lot over the years. Again, nothing against them. They have good music. I listen to their music from time to time. As I've said before, to me, it sounds a little too posh, a little too studio-ish. Doesn't do it for me. And so I don't listen very much. They do write good songs, but they're not songs that I listen to. I listen to like 30 seconds of them, and then I exit out. And I know that that doesn't sound very nice, and I'm not saying it to sound negative or toxic. There's just no comparison between what the late, great Steve Riley and Kelly Nichols and their band did and what those other guys are doing. And that's just it for me. I mean, it's what I like to listen to. I'm not going to listen to something I don't like. And that is not being a hater, I don't think. But maybe they would think it is. Like I said, if Kelly and Mick get together and write an album worth of music, Golden Robot puts it out and Kelly takes it out on the road with or without Mick, it would be freaking, I don't even know what it would be. It would be freaking cool. I don't want to curse on here, but it would be really cool.